Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2735 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. The title of today's Wisdom Trek is A Sabbath Song, the Joy of Proclaiming God's Faithfulness. Today, we embark on a journey into Psalm 92, covering its opening, foundational verses 1 through 7 in the New Living Translation. This psalm carries the unique superscription, a psalm, a song for the Sabbath day. It is a deliberate, joyful declaration of praise and thanksgiving written specifically for the day of rest. We transition here from the high assurance of Psalm 91, where we learn that God's faithful promises are our armor and that His angels are ordered to protect us. Psalm 92 is a natural response to that security. Because God is a faithful protector, our lives should overflow with joyful, continuous worship. This psalm invites us to make our lives a perpetual Sabbath, a dedicated time of celebrating God's unfailing love and His faithfulness. It challenges us to look beyond the temporary flourishing of the wicked and to rest in the wisdom of God's eternal plan. So, let us open our hearts to this song of rest and worship, learning the wisdom of perpetual thanksgiving. The first segment is the command and content of perpetual praise. Psalm 92, verses 1 through 4, It is good to give thanks to the Lord, to sing praises to the Most High. It is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, and your faithfulness in the evening. Praise Him with the 10-stringed harp, with the melody of the lyre. For you, O Lord, have made me joyful by your deeds. I sing for joy at the works of your hands. The psalm begins with a simple, profound statement of spiritual fact. It is good to give thanks to the Lord, to sing praises to the Most High. Good. Here means more than merely pleasant. It signifies morally and spiritually excellent, the right and proper thing to do. The focus is squarely on the Most High. Eon, the supreme sovereign God, whose power transcends all earthly and celestial authority, ensuring that our praise is directed to the one true source of all blessing. This praise is meant to be continuous and all-encompassing. It is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning and your faithfulness in the evening. The psalmist delineates the ideal spiritual rhythm of the day, moving from dawn to dusk. In the morning, when hope is renewed, we proclaim God's unfailing love. Hesi, His steadfast covenant loyalty. In the evening, as darkness falls and we reflect on the day's events, we proclaim His faithfulness. Mun, the truth of His reliability that sustained us through the day. This establishes a model for perpetual gratitude, weaving God's goodness into the very fabric of our time. The praise is also meant to be musical and joyous. Praise Him with the 10-stringed harp, with the melody of the lyre. The use of specific instruments, the 10-stringed harp and the lyre, highlights the importance of celebrating God with intentional artistry and melody. This is a command to engage our creativity and skill in expressing our thanks. Worship is not a chore. It is meant to be a beautiful, melodic response to God's greatness. The entire impetus for this praise is external. It is rooted entirely in God's actions. For you, O Lord, have made me joyful by your deeds. I sing for joy at the works of your hands. Our joy is not self-generated. It is a reflection of God's deeds. The psalmist is made joyful by God's deeds. Poal, acts of intervention, and sings at the works of your hands. Mashe, acts of creation. This grounds our worship in the unshakable reality of God's creative and redemptive power. The second segment is the grandeur of God's plan. Psalm 92, verses 5 through 6. O Lord, what great works you do! Your thoughts are deeper than anyone can comprehend. Only a fool would not know this. Only the ignorant would not understand it. The psalmist moves from the praise itself to the contemplation of God's magnificent wisdom and power, which is the ultimate source of those praiseworthy deeds. O Lord, what great works you do! Your thoughts are deeper than anyone can comprehend. The great works refer to God's vast overarching plan for creation and history, including His judgments over the divine council and His salvation of mankind. The psalmist is filled with awe at the grandeur of God's thoughts. Mashabod, His purposes and designs. These thoughts are deeper than anyone can comprehend, meaning they are inscrutable, profound, and far exceed the capacity of the human mind to fully grasp. This acknowledgement of God's inscrutable wisdom is crucial, for it provides the necessary context for the wisdom that follows the destiny of the wicked. When we don't understand why the wicked prosper, We must remember that God's plan operates on a scale and depth that is simply beyond our comprehension. The psalmist then offers a sharp judgment on those who fail to see this profound truth. Only a fool would not know this. Only the ignorant would not understand it. This is a classic wisdom declaration straight from the tradition of Proverbs. A fool, in biblical thought, is someone who lacks moral discernment and rejects God's wisdom. They are ignorant, spiritually dense, and unable to perceive the obvious truth of God's sovereignty, working out His purposes in the world. The psalmist argues that only profound spiritual blindness would prevent someone from recognizing the awesome depth and wisdom of God's actions. The third segment is the fleeting triumph of the wicked. Psalm 92, verse 7. Though the wicked sprout like grass, and all who do evil flourish, they will soon be destroyed forever. This single verse provides the ultimate answer to the question that plagued the righteous in Psalm 73 and Psalm 49. Why do the wicked prosper? The psalmist acknowledges the reality of the problem. Though the wicked sprout like grass and all who do evil flourish. Like the grass we saw Moses describe in Psalm 90, the wicked are visible, seemingly vibrant, and they flourish. Pare, to bud or blossom. Their success is real, evident, and sometimes rapid. However, this outward success is used as a metaphor for brevity and transience. The absolute certainty of their final end is then declared. They will soon be destroyed forever. Their success is ephemeral, a short, visible bloom before the inevitable judgment. They will be destroyed, Shamad, annihilated completely, and that destruction will be forever. This contrasts starkly with the eternal nature of God's unfailing love and faithfulness. Their fleeting success is set against God's eternal plan. The wisdom here is simple and profound, because God's thoughts are deeper than anyone can comprehend. The temporary flourishing of the wicked is merely a brief prelude to their final eternal ruin. The righteous, who live in God's eternal refuge, do not need to envy the wicked's short-lived bloom. Their destiny is forever secure in the works of God's hands. Psalm 92, verses 1 through 7, is a powerful Sabbath song that transforms our view of the world. It calls us to perpetual thanksgiving, rooted in the certainty of God's nature, and gives us the ultimate perspective on temporal success, a mere flash of grass soon to be destroyed forever. If you found this podcast insightful, please subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and come along tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, mentor, and, most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through this Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. As we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.